right, there we go. Hey everyone, Richard Carlton here. Welcome to another great day of FileMaker training at fmtraining.tv. I'm the creator of fmtraining.tv, where you can learn all about the FileMaker platform and learn how to build better FileMaker applications for you, your customers, your organization. This broadcast is completely free to everyone and is being broadcast in high definition to Discord, YouTube, and to Twitch. This broadcast is being recorded, which is really great. Of course, we might clean up the recording a little bit, so if we make a malfunction during the live stream, then of course we reserve the right to clean that up on the recording later on. However, because it's a live broadcast, we encourage you to ask questions. In fact, some people get aggravated when there's this dialogue with you and we ask questions. We want questions. If you have a question, odds are other people have the question too. And so I want to thank everyone for logging in, Ken and TK and Dave One, Dave Learning, Ed, Elzo, Carol, Jake, Mike, all of you, welcome once again to another great broadcast. Now, as a reminder, if you want to check out the upcoming broadcast, go to fmtraining.tv, press the left tab for the live button. You can see the upcoming broadcast schedule. That's pretty awesome. Additionally, if you want to help support this channel, right? We always say this, this broadcast is brought to you by fmtraining.tv, bringing you the greatest and the most entertaining FileMaker training videos available. So the idea is that if you want to help support the channel, make sure you check out our on-demand video bundles. We have videos that cover the latest version of FileMaker. We have videos that cover the deploy course. In fact, we used to sell the courses individually. Anymore, it's just much simpler to sell a complete bundle for a low price. We do this on an annual basis. So if you buy one of the bundles, that really helps support the channel. It ensures that we can keep coming back every day, because this broadcast actually takes a lot of money to run. The people here don't work for free. As much as I would love that to be the case, they do want to get paid. So moving along, today's broadcast is being supported by the folks at the Los Osos office. That would be Haley Marie, Christian Olsen, and the awesome coaching team down there. They're originating the broadcast. And so let's go ahead and cut over to them right now and get our guest speaker going as well.
Well, thank you very much, Richard. This is Christian Olsen from the Los Osos office. It's actually a beautiful day. And joining me today is Nick Hunter, who's going to be continuing his UI UX presentation. And I got to admit, I'm actually very excited for this. I've encouraged many of the engineers here at RCC to attend to this, because this is really great. This isn't just for our viewers. Honestly, I'm excited to learn from Nick. So, Nick, I want to turn it over to you a little bit. Why don't you say hello to our audience?
Hello, everybody. So thank you for being here today. So yesterday, some of you realized that we lost the plane in the Bermuda Triangle, and we found the plane yesterday, but we didn't find Miles. That's why we have Christian today, but we're still looking for Miles in the triangle, and hopefully we can find him. So yeah, yesterday Miles kind of quit very quickly. Maybe he had an urgency or whatever. But we're still looking for him in the triangle. So yes, thank you, Christian. I'm taking over from here. Thank you very much. And so I'm going to continue the course that we introduced yesterday. And actually, I kind of started the course on Friday, with the accordion style stuff. But we are going to look deeper now into that course. I'm not going to, this course won't be like, oh, you need to design that way, you need to make the thing that way. Everything that is about our wallpaper colors, painting colors and curtains, I'll let you guys find out what you want. I'm going to give you some guidelines about coloring and stuff like that, but I won't tell you what to do here. Now, what we are going to talk about is the UI and UX. So I'm repeating what UI and UX is. UI is user interface, and UX is user experience. So both are two things different, and I'm going to lay down today what the difference between the UI and what is the difference between the UI and the UX. Okay, so let's talk less and have more fun. Okay, so So today, let's say we have fields like that. So we have a lot of fields in the layouts, right? And we want to narrow down those fields. So we let's say you have a busy layout and you need to make some space. Okay. So when that happens, like this one, for example, when you have a very busy layout like this one, right? When you have a bunch of things all over the place and stuff like that, you need to decide, and you need to ask a question about what's relevant, what is mandatory, and what is nice to have but not necessary. What is the priority, top priority, what is less priority. So you need to find out this with either your users or your customers. So you need to find out what is important, what is not. I'm taking these two examples here about the last name. Actually, it should be like this better. The last name and the first name here. I like this example here, and the address also, because they're and this is like this. Okay, so what they're sorry, I'm reorganize this because it wasn't organized well. So now we good. Okay, so what is the probability of a contact, for example, to change his name? It's close to 0. Okay, and the probability to the contact to change its address, let's say you have 10% of chance that in the lifetime of your contact in your system, he will change address. You have 10% of chance. The name changes of name is 1%, let's say, and 10% for the address. So obviously those two are not something that is subjected to change. Okay. So we are not talking about entering data, okay, for the first time. I'm not saying creating a new user, okay. I'm just saying you have a layout, you have a first name, middle name, and last name, and you have an address. How many times this will change? Okay, that is the question you ask yourself. Okay, so now that we answer the question, is 1% for those people for this and 10% for this, we are going to do something here, and I want to get rid of those. Let's say I can get rid of all of those without getting rid of the feature. Okay, so how I'm doing this? So let's take care about the name, the first name and middle name first. What you need to do here, you don't want this. Okay, what you want, it's a popover. Okay, and in this popover, you say, as a title, you can put a contact name. Okay, as a name of the title of the popover. And then what you do, they don't need to be big. You drag those into the popover. Okay, so far so good. Nothing fancy, nothing very complicated. So this is how you do a popover. You drag inside, and then you make this popover smaller, and then you have the contact name here and here and here. So now the name of the contact, when you go browse mode, the name is only showing in one row here, but this is empty. So now we need to figure out how we can display this. And I know most of you have struggled with this. Okay, so let me show you how you do that. And I already explained that in many other of my broadcasts, but I'm going to repeat that again. So I want the full name. Okay, I want the full name to be an auto entry calculation, right? That says it's a list of the first name, the last name, the middle, and the last name. Okay, so that returns this. Let me show you. So that will return something like this. But oh, sorry, something like this: first, middle, and last. But this is not what we want, and you can see there's no middle here. Let's add a middle here. Okay, let's in this record here, let's add a middle like gems. Okay. Okay. Well, we could have said Sherlock though. Holmes, Sherlock. Let's say Sherlock. Okay. Okay. So we have three thingy. Okay. Holmes, Sherlock, Bright. Okay. So this is the name with the middle, first, middle, and last. But I don't want that to be a column. Okay. I don't want that to be like this. I want to be a line. So what you say, you substitute out of this list all the carriage return and you replace them by the space. So what this do? It does this. See? Holmes, Sherlock. Each time you have a carriage return here, carriage return here. Here you don't have a carriage return because it's the last record. Here you have one. Here you have one. But here you don't have. See? After Bright, I can here. See, after Holmes, I go again. But here I cannot go. So you have 1, 2 carriage returns. Okay. So this is what the substitute. So I substitute all the carriage return by space. So that was do. You see, I have a space here. I have a space here, but I don't have a space here. I don't have a space here. Okay. So let's say now I don't have a middle name. I don't have a middle name. Yeah. So what happened? Oh, it goes away. See, and I have only a space here, but I don't have an extra space here, an extra space here, because if you do first and space and middle, middle and space and last. If you do something like this, first and I forgot the end here, you have 2 spaces here. Why? Because this one is empty, so it doesn't count, it doesn't care. He said space, empty, and space. He put 2 times space, right? And worst case scenario, if you, let's say you don't have a first name, first, let's say you don't have a first here, now you have space, space. See, that doesn't work. So I know most of you did that. If the contact first is empty, don't put the space, but if the middle is not empty, put the space, but if the last and the middle is not empty, I know you did that many, many times, okay? With this, you don't care because there's no space here, no space before, no space after. And if you put back the Holmes like it was, and you put back the Sherlock like it was, you have back your space and stuff like that. This technique is even greater, is extraordinarily efficient when you want to do something like that. You want the last name and you want the first name, right? But you want this. You want first name, comma, space, last name, comma, space, first name. You know what I mean? You want to reverse the name and you want the comma. But most of the time you were struggling the same way. If there's no first name, I don't have, like by magic, I don't have the comma. If I have, if I have the, what's the name? If I have the first name, but I don't have the last name, right? So the same thing here, you don't have the comma. So this technique here, because it replaces whatever carriage returned by this. So this is awesome technique. Please use it for this kind of this kind of usage. But I'm going to use that again later. So now I have my display. Okay, I have my display kind of for what's the name? My display full name. You know, I have my full name here, which is which is the list of this. So now I need to substitute the list of the first, middle, last. I want to replace the carriage return by a space. Okay, so far so good. So now look what happened. So now I have this. I want to put this. I want to put this field as a name here inside the popover, right? This is a popover name, but I don't want that to be a name. You know, I don't want that to be a text. I want that to be whatever is inside this field. Okay, I want this. Okay, I want this, right, to be here. So this is what we do. You merge a field. You merge insert. You merge a field. You don't add a field. This is add a field. Okay. You merge a field. That means a field becomes a text. That is the layout. This is text. It's a text block. See, you can add text if you want. Okay. So you copy this and you put that here. Okay. So now here that how it looks like. So I have home Sherlock Bright living at address Sacramento, California. If I change the name, changes. So you don't need to have first, middle, and last all the time displayed on the layout. If the 1% of the chance you want to change the name, you can change it when you want it, and you can even add a nice icon here on the right, and you put a hamburger icon like this. This is awesome. You know, you give so the UI here is okay. Nope, this is a name, so you can add if you want. You can add a name. It's a full. Let's say it's a full name. Okay, so you can add a label here still. Okay, and there's a name, so you know what it is, right? And you click here, and then you have the first, the middle, and the last. Okay, and it changes as you change something in it. Okay, why? Because we have this field here that's it's no auto entry calculation. Gather all the free, remove the carriage return by the space. So that means if I don't have Nick anymore, okay, it looks great. If I have only ohms, looks great still. Do we have any question?
Not so far, Nick. We just got compliments. People are running to their solution to make changes.
Yeah, but, okay. So Elzo BR have their, yeah, but the tree mode is look. Try it. You will see. You will be in trouble if you have a first, last, and middle. Yeah, as FM Bob said on Discord, say cleanup time. Yeah, it's clean. It's awesome. This technique, I'm going to show you this technique to an extent. You can expand it, this technique. This technique is awesome because it never fails. It never fails, never, right? So, and you can even put that as a custom function, right? And you call it, it's awesome. You will see. Try to use it. You will see. You don't have to, if the first name is empty, put the space. If it's not, don't put the space. Tree more. I don't even think tree more is going to work. Yeah. So anyway, the purpose is here is not the technique here I'm using. It's the why I'm using that is then I can have I have a nice Nick Luke Hunter. Okay, so I have a nice name, nice looking name here, right? So, and you can even add more stuff here. Let's say you want to add title, for example, and you want to add title. So just what you do here, you add your title. See my technique, why my technique is great is because of this. I'm adding the title here, right? And so, and I'm adding the title here. See, very, very quick. I'm adding the title here. So I'm doing this, that. I'm looking for title. I'm adding the title here. Yeah, it was expected because it's too big. And you put that here, nice looking title. And then you say here, Mr. Nick Hunter, or, my Lord Nick Hunter. I like it. So see, you can do many things here. You can add, expand, and if you want, you can even expand more. Like let's say Nick Hunter here, and you have for example, the suffix or whatever. The suffix is the first, the second, the third. So you have the suffix here, and let's say I want to add a style for the suffix. Okay, so let's say I'm the full name here. I'm going to do that. Okay. But I'm going to do something here differently. I'm going to add this, okay? And I want this, okay? I want this, and suffix. Yeah, I made a mistake here with a typo, never mind. And I want this, right? So, so here, yeah, but if I do that, yeah, okay, never mind. You got the point here. No, I don't want to go too. I'm going too far here. So you got the point here. Okay. So title first, last. Okay. So now that we have this, let's take care of this address business here. Okay. So I want the same thing. I want to get rid of this. So I want a nice popover here. Okay. I want a nice popover, and I want to drag those here. And I want that to be the contact address. Okay. So I have my address here, no problem here. And I want to display this as one row. Okay. But in the US, and I know that is different for each country, but I'm showing for the US, and you can use the same technique after that if you want to. So this is their address. Okay. So we have the same problem here. I want to display the address. I want to display it in full, like the full name. I already did it. I prepared it, and I have this address display business here. So I'm using the same technique. I'm inserting a merge field. When I have the merge field, I copy it or cut it, and then I paste it here in the name of the button. Okay. So now I have a nice looking address. So this one is bigger, so it needs to be bigger, or you can have two row, whatever. Okay. So this one is the one that is big. They are big. Let's take this one. See, they have a number. So you have the streets, Los Angeles, California, and I have the comma coming exactly where it should be. Okay. So it's here I have Los Angeles, California, 96247. So yeah, I didn't change the name here. So let me do this right quick. Then the name appears. Which one is this first? Okay. So let's replace this. Yeah, you need, because I did it was an auto entry calculation, so you need to initiate all the fields that you have in the database. Otherwise, it doesn't work. We work for all the new ones. So okay, you have Michael Hopper, and that's the address. So instead of having those fields and those fields in the layouts, I have only two fields, let's say two rows. So how I'm doing this, how I'm doing the address, I'm using the same technique that I show for the full name here. And the technique is you lay down whatever is address, whatever is city, whatever is state, whatever is postal. Then you say, okay, city and state together, you form a list, and when there's a city and a state together, only when there's a city and state together, replace that by the comma space. Then you take the substitute. I'm going to do a broadcast on this. Christian, note that on the side. Tell Haley that we need to schedule kind of for something for this, because I think this is a big deal.
For the
right?
let statement specifically, or are you talking about doing this like with the addresses and reformulating these things?
Yeah. So if people wants that, I can do. So I can do a broadcast for that. If people want that, we can do a polling here. People press the buzzer if you like what you see. Tell us, and we can schedule our a broadcast just by using that technique of listing inside listing and playing with this.
I'll just tell you right now, we definitely
okay.
should. That I try to teach the juniors that's probably something I use almost every day. It's extremely powerful. I'll talk to Haley about getting it scheduled.
Yeah, we need to schedule something here. So I'm not going to go deep here, just so you can see, and if you can figure out by yourself, that's great. But I'm saying, pretty much what I want the thing to happen is, let's say there's no California. I don't have the information on California. I just have Los Angeles. So then I don't need the comma here. Okay, if I have California and I don't have Los Angeles, so I don't need the comma here neither. So it's only when I have Los Angeles and California that I want the comma. So yeah, see, buzz. Okay, so the answer is yes, we need to schedule this. Okay. So now you understand when you have a busy layout like this one, right? You understand why it's important to do that, because here the problem. Okay, when you have a lot of things on the layout, okay, you need to make, as I said, you need to take a decision. What is it that is important? Okay. And what is not important? So obviously, I'm making a big deal. This is a project, for example, and I'm making a big deal to tell the people that when the project started and when the project ended. I'm making a big deal for that because it is important. It's a project, right? So most of the time when you have a project, you need to be on time. If you're not on time on the project, you're in big doo-doo. So I want to make that prominent. So this is prominent in my stuff here. And then you can see I'm using the same technique here. Those fields are not editable. They're not editable. If you want to edit those fields here, you need to click here, and then now they are editable. But they are editable in a very, very nice manner. Okay. So you see, can you imagine if I had this construction in my layout? It would be huge, right? It would take and I hate, and you should hate with me, okay? I'm not inciting of the hate here, but you should hate that. The compacted thing, a lot of little things compacted and all glued together and stuff like that. This is terrible for the user. Your user will have a headache at the end, and most of the people won't understand. So what is important here? You don't want to become Jack from State Farm, okay? You don't want to become that guy, the guy we call every 5 minutes, or the guy we call at 3 a.m. in the morning. Say, okay, hey, what is this for? What this button is for? What this layout is for? What this field is for? You don't want that. You don't want to become Jack from State Farm, okay? So the thing here is that you need to talk to your user and telling them a story. Remember yesterday? You need to tell a story. This construction here is telling a freaking nice story. It started on December 20th, and dot 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 dot. Oh, by the way, completed is complete, and dot 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 when on December 28th. And you have the the chess kind of flag of the or arrived. This okay. I'm using common ideography from the common knowledge of everybody. This everybody knows that means finish. Is the finish. Everybody knows from a 2-year-old child to a 122 years old. Everybody knows that. Okay, it wasn't the case 50 or 60 years ago, but it is now. Okay, so because we are educated that way. Okay, so this is to show you, but here you see I have the same construction with the site address. So I'm using this, the site address. And when you read this, you say, okay, that's the address, and it's comfortable to read an address like that. It's comfortable to read something like that, right? And most of the thing like that, I'm doing exactly the same designing here. So this is very important. So do we have any question from here from so far? Christian, questions?
You just got a lot of buzz. You definitely have a number of people who would like you to do a stream on lists and whatnot. But at the moment, I don't see any questions for you.
Okay. So now the question is, so now we took care. Okay, doing this, we took care of the UI, the human interface, the user interface. We took care of that. We have a user interface. They click here, they have. They click here, they have. Okay, we have a user interface. Okay, so now let's talk about the user experience. So what is a user experience? Let's say, Nick, this is great, but you know what? Each time that I have to click new record, I have something blank here, and then I have to click here, and then to click here, and then type, then click here, and then type. If each time I have to do that, I hate you, Nick, because I'm doing that 100 million times a day. New. My job is to create enter contacts. Let's imagine this is my role in the company. The user in the company has one role: create new contact. Okay. So great. Thank you for the information. Now I'm going to create the user experience based on the fact that creating a new contact is crucial. It's important and needs to be efficient. Okay. So if it needs to be efficient, let's create a new user experience. So for that, I'm creating a new user. Okay. Creating contacts. A new user, a new layout. Sorry. It's a form. Okay. And I get rid of the header. I get rid of the body. Actually, I can keep the header. I just change the color, because you can do that. Here you have styles and stuff like that. And you can say from the board. No, I want from the part. Default. Yeah. Let's say I want the same gray here. Okay. But I want that to be a header. So I want to say I want to have a new text here, creating contact. So let's put that black. I don't want that bold, but I want that centered. Okay, and I want this layout to be smaller. Okay, creating contacts. So now see, I have this. So creating contact, I want first, middle, last. I want those three. This is not. See, FileMaker, they should have done something here. It's not practical to do this anyway. So let's say you want to reorganize this. Let's say they are like this. See, Yeah, I'm doing that tomorrow anyway, so I'm going to talk that tomorrow. Okay, let's talk about this. So first name, okay. Now you have this, and then you have this separation here. You have a nice separation, and you want the address, the city, right, and the state, and the postal. Okay, so you have those here. So it's nice. Okay, and look nice and easy. Okay, oops. Okay, so now that I have this layout, okay, I want this layout to have functions. I want layouts to have commands. Okay, I want this layout to be able to cancel. Okay, and I want this layout to be able to okay. Now, you remember about the function I tell you that yesterday, the colors, some has functions, some are expression. Okay, I want to add a function color here in that button, and I want that button to be blue. Why? Because I want the button to stand out, because this is the button that validates the whole thing. Okay, you understand? So now I have this. So I have two things. This one here does a single step that pretty much close the window, and I will tell you why I want that. I close the window with the OK button, and for the cancel, I need a script here that do two things. Create a new script that I call cancel new contacts. So what this cancel new contact does, it deletes the contact that I am in without the deletion, and it closes the window. So I have two things. So when you have one action, you can just do a single step. Okay. When you have many actions, successive action, you need to use a script. Okay. So now I have my nice layouts there, and I can go back here in my contacts, and now I can add a new nice button here. Let's say I call that layout, let's call it contacts. Okay. Right. Let's call that contact. And in front here, I want a new button here on the top of the thing, and I want to say new, add, for example. And I want a big, nice icon here, and I want that to be a navigation button here. Okay. So I have my add button here. So what this button do? Okay. So now, I have this here. What I want to do, when I click add or new, whatever, I want a new window to come, what's the name? A CalStar window. And then you can add your information, and then you can just validate. So let me show. I'm creating a script here. Oops, it's a script. And the script name, I create a new script, and I say, add new contact. It's very important. That's something important, that the action that you have here matches the name of the scripts. This is add new contact, add, because the button says add. So if you create something like that, when you say create, add, delete, remove, the script must, if the script name reflects the name of the action, you will have it will be better for you to retrieve your babies at the end. So what do I want the thing to do? I want the thing to go to a new window, show this window with the new creating contact layout that I created in a CalStar window. Okay. And I want to remove the close here. I don't want to be able to close the window. You will see why. And, oh, by the way, I forgot something. New window and new record. Okay. And go to the fields. Go to fields. Go to field first. Okay. So I have here what I want to do. Here what it's doing. I click here. I'm adding a new contact. Nick Hunter. I don't have address. I have the city. Santa Clara, California. 94505. So now I say, okay, yeah, I'm happy with this one. Continue. Okay. So why I didn't put the name here? Okay. Oh, sorry. My bad. My bad. I'm going to change that.
Nick,
it
no
needs
rush,
to
but
create.
when you get a chance, I do have a question for you.
Yeah. Yeah. Go ahead.
Okay, so slightly off topic, but at the very beginning of this session, you started throwing some merge fields on screen, and I think some of our viewers might not be real familiar with what a merge field is. So I thought you could take just a couple minutes and kind of explain what that is. And the question specifically is, can you do fines on it? But I thought you could elaborate on merge
no,
fields
you can't.
overall.
The answer fine. Forget about the fine. Because actually, okay, why the merge field here? Why the merge field is got invented? Dear merge field first name. I hope you're doing good. I just wanted to follow up and check if your address still address display. Please confirm. So when you do something like that, so this is why we have merge fields. This is the real true usage of merge fields. This, dear Wooland, I hope you're doing good. I just want to confirm your address still okay. For example, here, dear Nick, I hope you're doing. I just want to confirm that you're still San Francisco, California, blah blah. Yeah, because after that I don't have the address confirmed. Okay, here, dear Janet, I hope you're doing good, blah 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 blah. You see, it changes and it merge the information you have here. So let's say if I change this by blah 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 like this, it changed it here too, right? It merged the fields. So now you have another usage of merge fields. You say you want first, middle, and last. Okay, you can do this, right? So the merge field is this is a text block. It's a text block. See, it's a text block. Text blocks. Text. See, so you can put whatever you want before, whatever you want, after, before, in between. And it will change the, it will change the thing. It will accordingly with the names and of the people. It will do that, right? So this is what we call a merge field. So now, buttons, you see, as a name here, as a name, we cannot add a calculation. So if we want to put a name that comes, something that comes from a field, we need to use a merge field. So you have two ways to do this. You can merge the field like this, you copy it, and then you paste it here. Or you select the text tool, you click on the button and you edit the button. It's inside the text inside the button. Okay, just by clicking so you double click here and you can do this, but here you need to do, all you need to type this. If you do this, it works because you can type it. You know, if you type a text anywhere if you type this, you say first. If you know the field by heart, it works. Black, see? You can type it, okay? So if you know the field by heart, you can type it. Or you can just type it inside, you select the T, you click on the button, and then you can edit the text on the button. And then here you can merge directly into the button by using the Command M, the Command M, the Alt Command M here. So on PC, I don't know what it will be, Control Alt something, I don't know. Okay, so this is the merge field. So let me show you this add new record here. Okay, so let's switch off to the creating a record. So so you can oh, okay, oops, okay, yeah, because new record commit. I'm doing another technique for that, but I want to keep simple for people to understand. So Christian and Olsen,
Yes.
that's your name, right?
Yeah, as far as I know. Well, you spelled it
Okay,
wrong.
no, I mean I spelled correctly, right? I forgot the S here. I hate to misspell the name of people because I hate when people misspell mine.
I appreciate that.
So, and you are in Los Osos, so let's say Los Osos, California 93 something, I don't know. So we don't care. Okay, so just to say, okay, we have I created a new user here. You know, your new content is created. So you give guidance to your user. So you created a user experience. Look, guys, I'm not saying that this is a relevant way to do that. I mean, you know what I mean? It's okay for creative content, but when you have a pretty complicated layout and you want to make sure that people at least entered those fields, okay? You want to make sure those fields are filled. You know, sometimes, you know, you need to have values in that fields, right? I'm going to show you how you do when everything is done, everything is filled up. Okay, so here I have a contact here, and you click cancel, goes away. You know, if you click OK here, you say Nick Turner, state CA 954. If I click OK, okay, it's validated, it's there. See, so it's a good way to give a user experience. You build a user experience in order to do that. So now look what you can do with this, because you say, okay, oh yeah, Nick, okay, well, okay, but look what you can do now that you have a UI like this. Okay, so as I said, I want all of this to be filled up, all of this. So what you do, okay, you have a script here, and you need a script saying, if first not is empty first, if not is empty middle, if not is empty last, if not, oh, blah, 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 blah. This is super complicated. If, case, oh, we don't want that complicated. It won't work. It will be nasty, and we don't want that. What I want this button here, the OK button, to become transparent, okay, and grayed out. I want this to become gray like this when all of this is not entered, correct? And of course, this button is doing nothing. This is an empty button. I want this button to disappear and this one to be there on top of it if all of those are not filled up. So now picture this. So I want this button here to disappear when, like this. That's why list is my best friend. list of this address, city, state, postal, this postal. Okay. How many value I have here? 1, 2, 3, 7. Okay. Or we can say, you know, strictly inferior to 7. Okay. All of those, what's happened? All of those must, sorry. I forgot something. The value count of this. Okay. Let me explain this right quick. I have 7 fields that are mandatory. Okay. Yeah, I know. Now it's not going to tell me anything. I'm pronouncing the right way. I check online. So, and mandatory. So, what this thing is doing? How many I have? Oh, I have 6 value. I don't have 7. Okay. So let's confirm that I have 6 value entered here. Let's confirm it. Yes, it's true. I don't have the middle. Okay, I need a middle. It's just a case scenario, guys. It's not, you know, it's just to make the point. It's a case scenario. It's a test. I know it doesn't make any sense. Sometimes middle is not. Let's say I don't want the middle. Okay, to be, you know, to be. I don't want the middle to be. What's the name? That actually it's a good thing. I don't want the middle to be there. Okay, so it's very simple. I don't count the middle. I don't count it. So now all of this must be at least 6, not 7, because the middle is not. So now you see here my 0. So this, when you do something like that, the return of this will be a Boolean. This is what I'm saying here. The value count of this list inferior of 6. It says 0. That means it said no, it's not inferior to 6. Is it inferior to 7? Yes, it is inferior to 7. See, now 0 is false, 1 is true. So now, in order to hide the button, this needs to be 1. Okay. So look what happened here. I don't care about the middle. I don't want the middle to count to hide the button here. Okay. So value count 6, and I don't want the middle. So the middle is there, but I don't want the middle to count. So the middle is empty. Okay, the middle is empty, and my button here is okay. But if I'm removing the last name, bam, last name. Sorry guys, no last name. You can't validate your new contact. You cannot, because the last name must be filled. Now it is. I don't care about this. This doesn't have any incidents. Can you imagine the power of this stuff? Just because so that is okay. That is what I'm saying to everybody. When you have a problem and you want to solve the problem, and you cannot solve the problem without creating an abomination, it's because you don't have the UI. You must create the UI in order to support what you want to do. Here, in matters of minutes, I built something that you guys can't even realize in matter of days, with all your ifs and cases and all the thing, you know, you understand? Because you have created a UI that sustain and support your needs. Let me show you how this is freaking powerful now. Okay, I'm creating a new UI. I want a new contact. Name is Nick. I don't know his last name. Okay, address, whatever, city, whatever, state, whatever, post, whatever. I cannot create it. Pay it. I can't do anything. Okay, I can't create it because, okay, cancel, right? Cancel. I can't create it. I don't have my boss said I need to have a first name, a last name, an address, a city, a state, and a postal. In that case, now I can create it and I can validate it, right? So it's just because I have a UI, I have a user experience that now I can do that. Because I have a support that the button disappears or appears, and I have the possibility to cancel. If you have if you have your layout like that, and you have all those things on the layout, okay, on the layout you have all those fields like this, and you create a new records. How you can validate? So now what you do? Oh yeah, you play with this. Not is empty and not empty and blah blah blah. If you play with this, good luck, guys. I hope you the best. I'm going to have lunch. It's 2 a.m. It's 2 p.m. I'm going to get lunch, and I'm going to think about you and pray for you, because there's no way, this stuff. Do you want to revert the record and not revert the record and revert the canceling of the record? You user are completely lost. They don't know what's going on. It's not a good thing just because you don't have the UI. So now, another thing that is important to know, okay? It's not because, as I said, FileMaker provide out-of-the-box feature, like this one. Out-of-the-box feature, not empty, unique, whatever. Also, you have to understand that those comes from the prehistoric time of FileMaker, like, behind me, if you look behind me, the version I have here, that FileMaker Pro 1.0, 1.0, okay? So that version of FileMaker had this unique, this here never changed since FileMaker 1.0. It's old, it's outdated. They keep that there because it's there, but it's outdated. Nobody uses that anymore. Even myself, I don't use that. Instead of having something like that, I'm building a UI for my users and say, okay, I'm adding a new contact. This must be mandatory, and and up, now I can create it, right? No, and my script, look, my script. Oh, very complicated script. New commit, new window, go. Cancel, delete, close. Oh, super complicated. That okay. All of this created a new window. Tests that if everything is created well, if all the fields are there, and if all the fields are there, and if all the fields what's the name? Except the middle name. Can you imagine? Okay, you know what? A challenge for tomorrow. Do this the same way without the list, without my technique of the list stuff here. That's your goal for tomorrow. Okay, without this, without having something that simple, one line, everything there, right? Any question?
Nick, I answered this one, but I want to give you a chance to comment it. One of our regulars had asked if you could use the merge field in the popover button like you were on WebDirect, and I told him I don't see any reason why you couldn't.
Yeah, no problem. Yeah, everything I'm showing here is WebDirect compatible.
And other than that, you've got a lot of thank yous. There's applause. I don't know if you can hear it from the community. And we'll definitely be doing a follow-up on the lists. Haley's already going to get that scheduled for October. And it sounds like we've got a challenge for tomorrow. TK, Who's our main guy? It's not. Is it Andre? I know, or we got a guy out there that's gonna try to step up to the challenge that you have here on this validation. But I'll tell you what, I think I'm going to steal from you, and I'm totally happy to admit this. I'm going to steal from you that listing and the value count being above or below. I like that. That is a clever trick there.
Yeah, actually, that's why I'm calling the lean design. Have you seen how fast and easy I create those things? New layout, nothing fancy. New layout, bam, 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 drag your stuff. A button cancel, okay. Cancel, deletes, and go away. The OK button do this. And I'm showing the OK button only if all the values that I have here is at least 6. Okay, it must be 6. Otherwise, it cannot work. And you can control that. That's the beauty. It's controllable. You want to add a field or you want to remove a field. You remove a field from the list, and you load down or decrease or increase your amounts. Right. I'm using those tricks all the time. So that's why I want to do that. That course is to explain people that most of the time, if you don't have the UI, if you don't have the OK button that appears, how you can do that? On commit scripts that check if not empty first, if not empty last, if not empty address, if not Can you imagine the complexity? And you have the spinning wheel. You have the spinning wheel like this. My stuff is super simple. List those fields, count the values, and that's it. Right?
I think it's a very much keep it simple, stupid. Find the path of least resistance.
Yeah. So it's actually look what you said, Jack. Deeper what emergency room? Your first name, last name. Blah, blah, blah. Wool drive Nignas. Your first name, your.
I think he's saying that someone using it the other method, trying to check for all those without using your tricks, would take.
Yeah,
someone.
But nothing can challenge this technique of the list stuff. It's
we're gonna have to land the plane soon. But there was a question in YouTube you might want to comment on, and this person wanted to know, with this form of record validation, can it be applied if we're importing the records? And I'm not sure if you want to comment on that. I know it's not. I'll let you comment on that.
Import validation.
They're wanting to know if you could use this technique if you were importing a record.
Which technique you're talking about?
I believe it's going to be the value count one where you're checking the list. So
yeah, but if you're importing, if you're importing, that means you want to check. You want to say, okay, let's say you import values, and some name, last name is missing. So what you do, you do here, you do a new field here. You said flag incomplete. Okay. You create this and you say, okay, and you add here the same calculation that I have here, the same one. And, and when you import your data, you have an auto entry calculation that says you count this and there, here what happened. Let's say you are importing data. Okay. You're importing data. Let me show you this. Okay, not here. So let's say you are importing data. So this, not this one. That's the incomplete. Okay, flag incomplete. Okay. Let's say you are importing data from those, right? And you see, for example, and the state is empty. Let's say you're importing data. You have a new record. You import from here, and here. Address is not there. So if we flag it incomplete. So that means when you import data now, this is incomplete. Now, when you import, let's say you have a new record, the next record you import, and everything is valid, incomplete, 0. So now this one is incomplete. 1, yes, is incomplete. This one is 0. So if you want to know which one is incomplete when you import something, you just check for your ones here. You select, okay, who is 1 here, and you say okay, and you perform fine, and you say okay, I have 1. This one is incomplete. I don't know if I answered the question, but I think I have.
I think that you've shown him that you can use this technique on import to find the ones that aren't valid for what they're looking for. So I feel like that's an answer to it without diving in real deep. I've got a slightly off the topic question for you, Nick. This is just a personal one, actually. I use flags a lot, and hopefully some of our viewers are somewhat familiar with these fields. And I've seen other engineers, and I've used it in a couple ways, where one obviously means yes and it's on. But I've seen flags be 0 or empty for when they're not set. Do you use the 0 versus empty, and why?
To me, empty the same. Because and FileMaker are for FileMaker empty and 0, that's the same thing. Let's say this is a let's say I want to show that as a Boolean. First of all, this is a number. Not a text. It's very important. When you have a flag that say 1, 0 like that, on off, one true, false, okay? Actually, I'm using numbers, not text. Why? It's because now I can show that as a Boolean. So what that means non-zero as yes and show 0 as no, okay? So now it showed this. Incomplete, yes. Okay, and here you see it's blank. So if you say 0, you say no. So I know when this is not 0. So actually, there's another way that you can do that. For the emptiness, okay, you need to make sure that whatever in your calculation here, that you return the 0 or not. So it's kind of easy to do that. I can make another video about this. Okay, if you want. But empty is empty. That's why you need to make sure what you do here. That's why I like to show the thing yes no, like I show here. Yes no here. Yeah, you see, no yes. So because it makes the thing easy to notice. Okay.
Nick, I want to thank you. I definitely learned a couple things today. By and large, I don't know if you can see it in all the chats, but people are very excited and happy with day 2 of this. And if I'm not mistaken, we're going to be continuing this fun through the rest of the week. Is that right?
Yes. Yeah. Actually, we continue the why. So I know you have somebody, but we are going to continue why you need to do that. Why you need to have a UI. To build a UI to support what you need to do. And we are going to continue to play with this.
All right, Nick. Well, hey, I appreciate it. We are going to land the plane today. We're not going to crash off into the Bermuda Triangle. We do have search and rescue searching for Miles. I think the black box is blinking. It's sending out a signal. We're hoping to find him.
Okay.
We've got my dog in charge of it. He's very good at these types of things. And tomorrow, you guys are going to have Haley back in here. I know one of the favorites. And Nick, I'll join you again on Thursday, if I'm not mistaken. And I'm looking forward to it. So thanks again for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and teach us all something. And thank you everyone out there for taking time out of your busy schedule to come and join us for this.
Thank you. Bye.
Just stepped up the whole way. Calm, cool, collected the quarterback. Great read, good patience. More importantly, great job up front protecting this quarterback to give you a chance. And that's all you can ask for.
Trying to rally down 10. 9:25 to go here in the fourth. Short motion by Amendola from the left. Brady takes the shotgun snap. Stands in, throws it left for Amendola. Reaches up and starts a high throw and lands inside the 10. Rolling to the 9. Ball slightly behind him, but Danny makes the grab.